All right. Thanks everybody for coming tonight for the planning commission meeting. Let everybody know that this meeting is being recorded, so whatever you say, if you don't want others to know what you said, don't say anything.
Use against for the recording.
I would say keep your phones on silent if you would, but don't matter on this one. We'll start with the roll call members
Okay. Barry McManaway,
present.
Andy Strati,
Present.
Chester Gooch,
Present.
Dan Osborne,
Present.
Joel Samuelson,
Present.
John Miller,
Present.
Wayne Bean. And I see Bob Cooper by teams. Okay, we are all present.
Record meeting. All right, y'all stand to pledge the flag. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, got the approval of the July 18th, 2023 minutes. Everybody's had a chance to look at that. And we've got a motion to approve already. We have a second,
Chester.
Chester. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Same sign? All right. I'm glad I didn't ask for discussion. All right. All right,
Sure you want to pass that around so quick?
all right, I will. While they're signing this, we got a hearing, case number 2023-P013. Application being filed by Janet Meadows, 429 North Lake Street to approve a replat of lot 2, replat portion of is it O4 in Vidalia,
This is all.
OL4 in Vidalia addition and PRT lot replat of portion of OL4 Vidalia, add BG at northwest corner lot 3. I'm not sure what somebody says, ETC, but anyway. If you're here, it's gonna let you present it before we open public hearing.
Mike Llewellyn with Whiteman and Associates. I'm here representing Mrs. Meadows. I didn't bring small copies here, but essentially all we're doing is asking for approval for a replat, which is essentially being done just to combine lot 2 and a portion of lot 3 that was acquired, I believe, in 2007. This was split off from the original lot 3. So right now there are 2 separate parcels, being lot 2 and then this triangular portion of what was lot 3. And we're just wanting to combine it. My understanding is that they were wanting to get a building permit. I know that's kind of the MO, just to kind of clean up the parcels and whatnot. So we're just wanting to replat that into a single lot.
Need the paper, but everything.
I
I thought it was everybody signed.
Oh, he's not, yeah, so actually that part isn't even really buildable because it was encumbered by an easement, so.
Being used as part of.
It's just, yeah, lawn at this point.
Did you say that it looks like on the map, it's just a sliver, that's just an easement?
Well, that was a portion of lot 3, the original lot line was the center of the easement, so. But that was, I believe, conveyed in 2007, that portion. They're just trying to combine it at this point.
Okay. What's the zoning of that residence?
Sure, it's R1.
I was gonna say that one or two.
The setbacks here, I don't see,
That's why I was wondering, just the setbacks.
yeah, the setbacks are 25 front yard, 10 on the side and 25 on the rear.
You say it's used to be an easement or?
No, the, portion of the lot here is an easement. They were
Oh.
inquiring about that line. Those were a drainage and utility easement there.
Okay, so-
That was the original lot line in between 2 and 3 or the center line of that easement.
Okay, so it doesn't really change anything as far as just the easement. being-
No,
Okay.
it looks like as if it's actually one tax part unit at this point, but based off of 2 separate deeds.
All right, before we go any further with the discussion, need to open the public hearing.
So we generally do public hearing for
No,
replat.
not for a mini though, just for the, you like, you wouldn't need it for the,
Okay,
Yeah.
for replat.
so any. Start with you, Mr. Cooper, if you have anything. Any questions in this? I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Yeah, I can hear you. I've got nothing.
Okay. All right, Don,
I have nothing.
Wayne, you have anything? Nope. Anybody else have anything at all? I don't either. I think pretty cut and dry. We're cleaning up, so. I think I had it in hand, but I don't want to do this. All right, so we'll go through the findings of facts. I think everybody's got a copy, so. So, number 1 is the commission shall determine if the plat conforms to principles and standards required by the subdivision regulations. So agree or disagree? I'll start with, screen ready. It's coming up. I don't know what the subdivision part of this is for, this is a replat for a subdivision, but it's,
say that comes to the principles and standards required by the subdivision regulations. What are the regulations?
it's the standards according to being able to replat and still.
They're all in our zoning ordinance.
With its own ordinances. In other words, it doesn't,
This is a replat subdivision ordinances.
ever gives any reason,
They're all in our zoning ordinance subdivision.
if replanting conforms to the principal standards required by subdivision regulations, it's the ordinances that shows what size lot, whatever, not gonna, and these other questions will answer a lot of that too. Not create non-conformity for sure. That has to be an easy way of saying that.
So I agree.
Yeah,
Mr. Sanderson,
looks like it's adding space, so yeah.
Mr. Good,
Agree.
Mr. Miller,
Agree.
Chair agrees. My Bean agrees,
Yes.
and me, and Mr. Cooper.
I agree.
You didn't get one of these? Have you got another copy?
Yeah.
Oh, Joe needs one as well.
This whole house.
And we just keep yours on record, Bobby.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, number 2, findings, due regard shall be shown for all natural features such as tree growth, water course, historic spots, or similar conditions with it preserved will add attractiveness and value to the proposed development. Yes, sir.
Agree.
Wayne? Agree.
Yes.
Rich Cooper?
I agree.
And Chair agrees. Due consideration shall be given the prevention of air and stream pollution, proper treatment and disposal of refuge and other waste, and the elimination of other blighting characteristics.
I would agree on the statement for the fact of it drainage area right now, and unless they build on it, it's still gonna conform and allow drainage. Be okay just for replotting.
Mr. Good? Mr. Miller?
Agree.
Agree.
Yes.
Mr. Cooper?
I agree.
And the Chair agrees. 4th thing is the subdivision layout shall be of such character that it protects the public health, safety, and general welfare of the county and its residents. That should be Culver zoning.
It's like down.
Yeah, yeah, general welfare of the county. But that should be,
Which still can be applicable, but it's
Yeah.
I should say town, but.
Yeah, minutes reflect, so,
And minutes were read.
yeah, last time we did this, I just.
Yeah.
I minutes to say throughout Culver zoning district.
Agreed.
Joe
Agreed.
Agree.
Agree.
and Mr. Cooper
Agree.
and Chair agree. Right. So with this right here, proceed. Any other discussions? If not, entertain a motion. All right, hold on. We don't have a public hearing anyway. So no other discussion. I entertain a motion.
Motion that we go ahead and approve the replatting of case 2023-P013.
Second. And a second. All right, no other discussion. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Same sign. Unanimous. And thank you very much.
That's their map.
So we'll have to sign it. Later.
Thank you, gentlemen. Have a good night.
Just a finding of facts. Everybody. Yeah. Do you have one?
Oh, I didn't have one.
Oh, no, he's probably got another one over. Might have. Wait a minute.
Each have signed names, I guess.
Yeah.
I was confused.
All right, Mr. Commissioner, I guess the TRC review.
We had one TRC case so far this month. That's what blanket what it was. You remember?
Fence.
Oh, it was fits in the L1 district. It was just a
Formality to,
formality,
Protocol.
absolutely. It was all compliant with all their. Since it was L1, we had to do that. We've got two of them coming up on the 24th. Two more cases, which are basically going to be something similar to that.
by having questions. All right. I won't hate to say this, old business or new business, anybody got any?
It's a long list. No, it's not a short list.
Are you ready though? I mean, I don't want to rush you if you're.
Yeah, no, I'm ready. I didn't see. I didn't see. Huh?
What was that?
I need to sign. I can see the blank in there. Yeah, I had a couple of things. There is a property corner of Marmont and Maine. And all summer it's had, I don't know, I'm gonna guess a 3 or 4 inch black drainage pipe across the sidewalk. Draining stormwater into Marmont. So, which I know didn't comply with our
Yeah, correct.
stormwater ordinance and also blocks the sidewalk.
Hey, sorry, Pen. What was it? What was the address?
It's the corner of Marmont and Maine.
Next to Scruggs' old place.
Yeah.
That's been there
Okay,
for
I
years.
didn't notice it, so I'll look at it. I'll look at that tomorrow.
And then I had a resident ask me about the table, chairs, trash cans and other stuff that's in front of Elizabeth's garden. I didn't know what the ordinance were about having stuff in the sidewalk, in the downtown.
I don't know either,
It-
but I'll look
It's-
it up.
It'll probably
It-
be
it-
complicated.
It'll be a
Yeah.
town ordinance,
city
set with zoning
ordinance,
ordinances.
Okay.
Well, it's under 80.
I'll see what we have for
It's
the,
actually for ADA as well. You gotta have so wide sidewalk, and if it's got to walk,
He's got a, he's got like, oh, yeah, you can't get wheels.
But- no.
Right.
And honestly, I mean,
I'll look at that as well tomorrow.
But as far as that right there, I'll let you know on that part right there, that she went and the town actually was, wouldn't want to call it an experiment, but a test run to see how it was gonna affect anything. And so it was supposed to be like a time period thing, whatever, to see, but it's been there ever since. So,
Yeah, it just seems to be growing.
Huh?
It seems to be growing.
and that's an issue. I mean, probably ought to be looked at as far as
I'll look at it tomorrow.
making sure that, we don't progress everybody doing it. And I think that might probably get issue on your lap, I imagine, but
It will.
Yeah.
Conversations.
Yeah. that's all you have, Don?
Good.
Anybody else have any old or new business?
I'd like to consider a limit to how long our meetings are.
If that's possible? I not sure how that would work, because I know there's times that we'll even have special meetings. And
You can't limit the meeting, you can only limit if say there's a large crowd and people on a big issue, it's not being allowed to limit to talk.
The next time we have a large crowd, the best thing to do with everybody that wants to speak, we'll have them sign in.
we will go back.
And then give them each 4 or 5 minutes, whatever the case may be, to speak, and then that's what they get.
My only concern is I have a job I'm paid for, so I need to go to bed at a reasonable time.
Agreed.
Go to it.
And I tell you what, suggestion, I can't say one way or the other on this, but if you have other things that require your time and you come over and do your time up to a certain time, as far as you excusing yourself, I don't know why that would even be a problem. I mean, I think we've had people even actually sometimes because of kids' ball games or something they want to attend and actually leave at that certain time. We've got people in the fire department that are required in call. Wayne, I think, is in the same position. So
That's what
I can't, I'm just talking about my own feelings as
That's
far as the way this is, Do have to appreciate the volunteer part that you put the time in for this. I
Next
appreciate
time.
it. All right, talk about the time. Do you want to bring that up? I mean, it's old business,
We've talked about it before.
because there was a letter, I think, sent, wasn't it? To town council.
Denny actually talked to the town
And-
council at some point.
Jenny at the time did talk to town council about the point. And it was brought up several years ago before, and it was gonna be brought before town council and never made it then either. Supposing.
About a small stipend,
Hmm.
for serving.
It's
We're talking
like
about,
a
that's what we're talking
We're
about.
talking about a compensation
Yeah, stipend, yeah,
of appreciation. Because,
but that has to probably be put in the budget then.
Yeah.
I don't know when that comes up.
Right.
We're having that conversation right now.
Oh,
Right
good.
now.
And
Well,
if you'll send an email with a request, I'm happy to bring it, no promises.
Can we have you deliver it?
I will deliver it. I will voice it during the meeting and I will let them do what they will.
We'll need
But I'm happy to be your voice.
we'll need to look at Indiana code regarding that.
Yeah,
Sure, absolutely.
pending.
right, I mean,
We're good with
I
that.
think
Yeah,
there's a lot of
I have
things to
no
be looked
problem.
at, but I mean, just a request to look at it if nothing else, so. Anything else? Well, have anything, we'll move on to building commissioner's report.
So previously I mentioned training around solar energy ordinances. If you'd like me to schedule a meeting with Ty Adley around solar energy ordinances, some education. I'd recommend that we have either working or training session I've heard back from a few of you who have been interested. I think 3 people have responded. And if you do all want it, you're interested, or most of you, I just need to know the tricky part. What day of the week and what time would work?
Yeah.
And I'd have to get with Ty.
And no more.
I
than
suspect
4.
during the day while he's on his working hours, getting paid by the county to come support county business.
Since it is a work session or whatever, is there any limit to how many planning commission members can be at that meeting?
No,
Okay. I just want-
no, we can't discuss anything related to planning commission business.
Can't vote.
You can't vote for sure.
We shouldn't even be discussing it, and we should be just around the training itself.
Okay.
So is this something that would happen like within the next month or when?
I would think we could do it within that time frame.
Okay,
Yes.
I would just wonder if we could do it before our meeting. You know, we,
In the same night.
the same
same
night.
date.
Like start an hour earlier or
And
something.
start an hour earlier, have him come and who's ever.
Assuming we got an agenda like we have tonight.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So
That's the point.
we could probably just call it a
Not
training
over.
session. So if you're all interested in that,
Not over.
I will get with Ty and ask him his availability for that. That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. It's just,
Let me find out how long. I mean, if we got,
I'll get all that information.
we can
I'll
get.
get back to y'all.
An hour, I mean, we want to schedule it and then wind up running until 7 or 8.
I understand. I'll run with you.
Do you have anything else?
I do. I have more. I met with the town council who asked Jeanette Cerisi and I to review the Culver zoning ordinances. Primary goal is to confirm that the foundation of our zoning ordinances are based on Indiana code, which I believe they most are, if not all. Then we need to review those for reasonableness. We have other town ordinances that need to be consistent with the zoning ordinance. One example would be our zoning ordinance says a driveway needs to be 40 feet from the intersection of a road, where our Culver town ordinance for streets says 70 feet. So just one example of many where those ordinances need to align. There are several of our ordinances that will need your consideration for revision. The purpose for revision is to confirm we have clear, concise, and enforceable ordinances. Revisions can range from simple typos to incorrect language and statements. So soon I'll be bringing parts of our ordinances to your attention for review, and I'll make sure you know why I believe they need reviewed. The process is for this group, this committee, to review ordinances and then recommend changes to the town council. So I'll bring them to you for your consideration and discussion. I have a quick example for you. So we have Article 3, Section 140, Land Use Matrix, and Section 150, Zoning District Distance Standards Matrix, starting on page 44 through page 54. These tables are redundant. So what we have in our book, we have what you're familiar with. This is just L1, it's 2 pages.
Mhm.
It's got all of our setbacks, but more importantly on this table, it's got permitted uses and special uses. We have a table that says the same thing, except you have to go through several pages to look it up and look up each different thing. One of the things is I'm going to recommend is you look at this and consider getting rid of the table. For me, this is simpler.
We've already seen they don't match.
Several.
Yeah,
Said meetings.
and there's some other language in here that's not good. These tables, in my understanding, were added unbeknown to the town. And it didn't get
And to the
reviewed
planning
before it was
commission, yeah.
passed.
Yep.
So there's a lot of this, but this has not got like 10 pages. on
Technically, it was reviewed as a whole system, but those weren't.
It wasn't reviewed individually.
Right.
Yeah, so there's a lot of this. There's a ton of typos in our book. And again, some of the language in here is poor. So this is one thing I can make a little more formal for you to present to you, but many examples. And when I do present them, I'd like to do 3 or 4 different things at a time.
I would like, not to wait until the whole book needs to be changed, but because it'll probably be changed by then
And
anyway.
there's going to be a lot of cases where I'll bring multiple changes, but they're typos, something misspelled. maybe an S on the end of a word that shouldn't be,
Somebody,
a lot of little things.
town of Culver instead of Marshall County.
And that, as well as there's several areas in here that say things need to be kept by the town recorder. We don't have a town recorder. So lots of examples of things that'd be easy to clear. Then there's gonna get into some that are gonna absolutely take some discussion. So more to come on that at the next meeting. I'll present more for you. That will also depend on the agenda for the meeting.
Right.
If it's gonna be a complicated agenda that's gonna consume a lot of time, I'll not bring that up.
Yeah, and this is actually old business because we talked about this in several meetings in this past years. And we finally got to where we have more than one person noticing this as well, but
So as I go through it also, I'll be working with Jeanette Cerisi from a legal standpoint for her to review everything from a legal standpoint. Now typos, not necessarily, but some of the other parts definitely will have to go through legal before we go too far with it.
right.
Okay, and
I just had a question about the scope of this review. Is this to clean up, errors and clarity and redundancy, or is there,
that's exactly it.
okay. Because I was just thinking, because as we're moving through the comprehensive plan process, that it seems to me should drive any sort of substantive changes about types of zoning and so forth.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
as far as types of zoning, I don't really have anything there unless this body wants
Right.
to
but right,
add any or change any.
yeah, because I know we were still looking at that institutional zoning and
Mhm.
things like that. Now we're working with the academy and school, stuff like that, so.
So what I'm looking at, it isn't inclusive of anything new. That's just looking at what we have currently.
We're looking at, I guess, amending previous or existing.
And then finally, Marshall County is reviewing permit fees. Marshall County, when Marshall County raises their fees, the percentage of those fees coming to Culver will significantly drop. It's my task to present a fee schedule to this committee that will cover the permitting cost for Culver. All the permitting cost should be covered by the person applying for the permit, not subsidized by other citizens of Culver. So if our permitting fees aren't right, that means money comes out of the taxpayer's pocket versus the person applying for, whether it's planning commission, BZA, building permits. So we need to make sure our fees are adjusted and along with the counties. So we get our money to cover our costs. So we don't have the citizens covering somebody else wanting to rezone an area, for instance.
Just for explanation on that, if Marshall County raises their cost per permit, how does that take away from ours?
They're taking their money off the top.
That's not a
For
raise.
instance, if
We're
you have,
paying them to charge more.
no, that's not how it works at all. It's very time consuming. There's quite a spreadsheet I have from the county that shows what their true costs are to process permit fees. And they absolutely need to make some adjustments. And then we'll need to adjust ours accordingly on what fees we get.
So their fees are going up, so ours are gonna have to go up to cover the costs.
Right.
Yes, exactly it.
Good.
So more to come on that. Their fees they haven't finalized it yet, but they're gonna go up. I don't have the exact number yet. But I have a pretty good idea where it's gonna be, and when that happens, they're going it to happen first of the year. So we have a little time to put something together. And try to work out the true cost of getting the permits through our processes here in Culver.
Years ago, we actually raised our permit process as far as what what the cost of a permit by square footage on L1 and things like that. We actually went through that for the process for our zoning. How would that affect Marshall County?
Marshall County processes all the permits, BZA applications, planning commission application. It all goes through Schneider, the website, and they process all that. We're paying them to do the building inspections, the county inspector, we don't do.
Which we always have, yeah.
And they're also managing of the entities, it's Culver, Bremen,
Argus,
Argus. I think are the three.
Bourbon too.
I don't know if Bergen was thrown in there. We're 43% of the cost of that for the county to manage, so. I say a spreadsheet, count from Ty. They're definitely not getting the money they need, so we'll have to adjust.
Oh, I understand that too. I mean, whatever. All right,
So I got,
so you'll be up on that. Let us know what needs to be done as far as that come through.
yep, I'll put numbers together and show you all how it comes out.
All right. Have anything else? Nothing? Citizen input. We've got two people still here.
I'm just curious what you found out, Steve, about the highway driveways. You were gonna check on the ones that are going in on 17 and
Oh,
I did.
Soul's done one now on 10 and
So two went in. Both of them are managed by the state. They're only on the state right of way. So Tom Bestie had permits for those. They almost expired. He renewed those. They almost expired again. So he wouldn't have gotten a renewal, so he went ahead and put those drives in. And that, again, that's managed by, in that,
same for the state for the school.
yes. And he should not be building or putting anything in beyond the right of way of the state highway.
So anything, just since you guys rezoned it back to S1, it would have to be subdivided or something else. Anything else with it.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
that's why they stopped at the right of way as far as stopping at the,
How they paved.
I'm saying according to that, yeah.
Pretty big right of way.
Yeah. Huh?
They're pretty big right of way.
State
Yeah.
highway.
State
Yeah.
highway. I mean, I don't know what
Probably at
the,
least 100 feet.
I think he's past the fence though, which is.
17
right
south.
line is. Right.
17 south.
I do have copies of all the
Limited
permits.
access.
Okay, so, but it's all,
I can't,
It's a limited
all up
access
front,
highway.
everything's
Yeah.
good.
It is, yes.
limited access highway.
Yes,
Yeah.
what it is.
Not right away
Hmm.
there. Another 2 lanes, right?
You could.
Yeah, that's why I thought they were so big. Yeah.
Any more citizen input? You have anything else, Kevin? Brian, you have anything? All right. Moving on, commission members' concerns or input? Have any concerns? Any ideas?
Now that Larry Boatsman has passed, what are we gonna do with that property? 17. I mean, is there a way to condemn it, to get it torn down, or,
I think
or
it's-
is his wife
I
taking
think,
ownership of all
I
this, or?
think she's taking over that and gonna do something with it.
With the property or as
Yes.
far as, you don't know what?
Cause I can't imagine what's living inside of that thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a total, I mean, it's like a gateway to our town and it's terrible, absolutely terrible.
So it's still on the county radar.
Part of that's already been under litigation and it was,
Part
It's
of it's,
done.
part of it's been demoed and the rest of it will have to come.
but the main building itself, the old furniture store or whatever it was.
Yeah, it's,
I'm sure transfer of ownership will slow everything down too.
I don't see that. Yeah, family good. Brian, you have something?
Got about 4 or 5 contractors over there for various beautification things. Can't say that it's gotten any better, but they've at least been over there looking to offer reports and such.
I think he trucks, strange trucks sitting over
I usually go over and investigate because he's had, when he was living, he's had knuckleheads over there
Oh,
behind his back doing the wrong thing, so
oh, yeah.
constantly, feel like I'm constantly over there, overseeing from afar what's happening.
Yeah.
But the other property has a bunch of liens on it.
Up here,
And,
you're talking about,
Yeah, the commercial.
yeah.
And one of those liens has to do with that house. So once this is sold off, the lien on the house goes away. That's what Anita told me.
Oh, okay,
So
good to know. Anything else?
Yeah, I did. And I don't know if this has to involve BZA or us, but there is a property on South Street that's just finishing up, South Street and West Shore Drive. And Barry, you remember this, there's a arbor, a rural arborvitae, and the town owns that
Right.
property. And the landscaper has put rocks, boulders on the town property next to the road.
Oh, really? In the curve part? Going down
Yes.
the hill?
And I don't think that that's quite right. That they would be able to landscape town property without the proper channels or going through, getting permission or whatever.
Landscaping or putting rocks on the side of the road, I mean, you got two different issues right there too.
Well-
But this,
So
this.
first of all, I have to verify where the actual
Where it actually.
property lines are on that.
Yeah, if you go on GIS, you'll see exactly what I'm talking
I found GIS is inaccurate.
about.
Right, but you could probably walk out there and see it from what it is.
I may have survey drawings of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. But you're aware, are you aware of this then at all?
I am.
Okay.
I spoke with Bob Porter about that today.
Okay. All right.
I thought there was a survey done on that property.
There
Dude,
is. So I said.
there was, yeah.
After you got the survey.
I'm pretty sure I have.
Yeah,
Yeah, because,
I'm with everything that went on with that.
right, because we were, and Steve, to bring up to speed, there was a big contention with that whole property and, the line of sight and all that. So we went through several hearings involved with that
We had,
property.
I've been out there a few times
Yeah.
myself.
Okay,
and we'd already been discussing this as well as part of the training.
that's all I need to say.
All right. Wayne, have anything?
No.
No concerns, Don? I don't, if anybody else does. Oh, Bobby, I'm sorry. Bobby, you have any concerns, input?
No, I don't. No, thanks for
Bring it
saying though.
Bring it on. All right, with that said, one thing left on my agenda is adjournment.
Where's your gavel?
I don't have a gavel, but I will take a motion.
Here,
I'll make a motion.
here.
We've got a first and a second. Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody ever voted not to adjourn?
Speaker's right there. Pardon?
Has anybody ever voted not to adjourn?
No, I don't think so.
I've been doing this.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, no, we're staying on Saturday.
Yeah. I remember that next time.
We're gonna stay here past John's
Yeah.
bedtime.
Yeah.
That's how we're.
That's what we're gonna do.